Let's talk about Donald Trump. Now, this is not a political podcast. This is very much going to stick to combat sports. I won't be bringing up any type of politics, but former President Donald Trump, he is 75 years old now. He is a WWE Hall of Famer, and he has been connected to combat sports throughout his existence. In the 80s and 90s at his casino, he used to host a lot of boxing and wrestling events. He actually hosted WrestleMania 4, WrestleMania 5. He was at, I think, WrestleMania 24. I might actually have that one off a little bit, where he was in the corner of Bobby Lashley in a hair versus hair match against Umaga and Vince McMahon, where Vince and Trump, they were in the corners, and then afterwards Vince got his head shaved in a very famous match, a really fun match actually, and a great pay-per-view. But he is actually going to be providing commentary for the upcoming Vitor Belfort, Evander Holyfield fight. This coming up Saturday, September 11th, on Fight TV from the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Florida. This is super weird. Belfort was actually originally going to fight Oscar De La Hoya, and this whole thing is a freak show. And look, everybody knows me by now. They know that I am a guy who watches these freak show fights. I am not proud of this, right? I don't have a whole lot of respect for the fights. In all honesty, I wish that they didn't exist. But since they do exist, I'm going to go ahead and watch them. It's just like deathmatch wrestling. I'm not a fan of deathmatch wrestling, but I will watch it. If two adults are going to do some stupid shit, I'm going to watch, right? I am not proud of that. I don't feel like I'm a good person because of that. And this is the exact same thing where you got Vitor Belfort, the former UFC light heavyweight champion. I say that loosely. He won on a technicality against Randy Couture, and then Couture came right back and beat his ass and took his title belt back. He also won the UFC heavyweight title, and then back in the day in the 90s. He's 44 years old now. He's going to take on 58-year-old Evander Holyfield, who could not get licensed in any other state other than Florida. And I'm not going to say anything about Florida. This is not a political podcast, but I'm just saying that the rules are pretty loose there, to where a 58-year-old man can fight a 44-year-old man who's never had a professional boxing match before. A lot of people always thought that maybe Belfort should go into boxing because he had really fast hands, but he is not a technically good boxer. His boxing was good for MMA. Evander Holyfield is one of the greatest ever, but he's also 58 years old. And it doesn't appear that either guy are drug tested. We're going to see TRT Belfort, the jacked up Vitor Belfort that was running roughshod in the early 2010s in the UFC, that put the lights out of Michael Bisping and several others on his way to earning a middleweight title shot. We're going to see that Vitor Belfort taking on another kind of a jacked up version of Evander Holyfield, who's probably got some medical exemptions for some of the stuff that he puts in his body. But the most interesting thing, obviously, is Donald Trump. And what does that mean for Fight TV? What does that mean for Triller, which owns Fight TV? He's got a big fan base. Obviously, the former president, I think, Joe Biden may have broken records for the number of votes that he received in this last election, but the number 2 person of all time, Donald Trump, the guy has a following, and they will follow him anywhere, and they're likely to go ahead and pay for this. I would say that the buy rate just jumped up quite a bit. I'm not saying we're going to get million, but whatever they were thinking they were going to get, I would say that probably doubled by now with adding Donald Trump. Losing De La Hoya was a big blow, because I do think that he was always a big draw. He was a much bigger draw than Evander Holyfield. So losing him was a big blow. So they put in Evander Holyfield, and now they're putting in Donald Trump. So I think that will actually help out this pay-per-view. He's going to be providing alternate commentary on it, so it won't be your primary commentary. So if you want to click that alternate button on Fight TV, you can listen to what President Trump has to say about this fight. And I believe his son is going to be there providing some commentary with him. Look, Triller's into the freak shows, man. They had the Paul brothers. They had several other freak show fights, and now on this one they got Evander Holyfield and Vitor Belfort, and then on the undercard they got Tito Ortiz in his first boxing match taking on Anderson Silva, who just most recently defeated Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. in a big surprise. In a boxing match, and I think we all can kind of see where this one's heading. It's easy prediction here that Anderson Silva mops the floor with old Tito Ortiz, because Tito isn't even a good striker in MMA, so I don't really see him standing a chance against Anderson Silva here, who is actually a decent boxer. He's not a great boxer. He did defeat somebody who used to be really good in Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. I don't think that you're going to put Silva in with anybody that's got any real momentum behind him or anything like that, but he does have some decent boxing skills, and so he should easily defeat he should easily defeat Tito Ortiz. Whether I like it or not, or whether I'm proud of it or not, I am absolutely 100% going to be watching this thing, and I don't think many people with a whole lot of dignity are going to give this thing a chance. So I will be the one to take the bullet for everybody. But that's going to be it for this. That's going to be it for this update. I'm going to be touching on some more combat sports news here pretty soon. So stick with us. Bye.